So let's talk about live streaming. This came from a conversation with a client just last night. We're creating a website for them, and they're a little bit worried about going live and doing all of that kind of thing. And so I just wanted to cover a whole bunch of things, and then realize that obviously this is really useful for everybody. So, but this is really aimed at that one client. But then obviously everybody else can benefit from it as well. And in fact, if you're live streaming, one of the things that you should be doing is you should have a particular client in your mind about who's going to benefit from this live stream. So before we get on to all the other bits, why, how, equipment, and so on, when you're actually doing a live stream, you should be thinking about which client have you got. So let me pick a client. I know I've got a client and she does health. And we do her website, we do her content, and she's got a Facebook group, and she's very successful because of it, right? I mean, she's very successful. Let me rephrase that. She's very successful anyway, and then because we do all this extra content, it's really ramped up the amount of viewers and contacts and so on because of the social media marketing that we do for her. Anyway, she goes live inside her group, and there's absolutely no doubt that going live helps within that group. Now, one of the things that she could do is to go live outside of that group as well. And so this is what you do. You go live outside the group and you push the group, and then people come into the group, and that's where you've got more specific content. So let's take a different client. Imagine you run, we got a client and they run a bowling company. It's a bowling alley, right? So imagine, it's Saturday night, all the flashy lights are on, people are bowling, and they went live inside of a bowling alley. Do you think that would be a really cool thing to do? Literally live as people are bowling, the music's on, you need a decent microphone, but you actually go live. Do you think the atmosphere would come through? Absolutely. So you can use going live in all sorts of different ways to benefit your business. But if you just got a website and you don't market it in any way, if you're not leaflet dropping or running newspaper ads or running Facebook ads or putting content out or advert on the side of a bus or whatever, hitting the phones and phoning people up, how do you think people are going to know that your website even exists? They're not gonna know. Why would they even know that you exist? This is what marketing is. Marketing is getting as many eyeballs on you or your product or your service or your business as absolutely possible. One of the reasons I go live is to get eyeballs on me. Okay? Now I'm in the head. Now we're talking about various stuff, hopefully getting some value out of it. But if you're just going through life and you sat at home or you sat at work and you're wondering, how am I going to get leads? What am I going to do? How can I be more visible out there? You go to your desktop, you pick up a little camera, like I'm wiggling here, and you set it up. I can't show you the camera because I'm using a camera to film. But you go and you set it up. And we're going to talk about studio equipment and all of that sort of thing, about how much it's going to cost. It doesn't cost you anything. Look, you could go live right now on your mobile device. Literally, as soon as we finish this, don't go live right now. Obviously, finish this. This is more important. And then go live. And then when you go live, you're going to have people who are your contacts on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and where else? YouTube and so on. Inside Facebook groups, on your profile, on your page. And people are going to see it, okay? And if you're talking to that person who's got a problem or got a need for whatever it is that you sell, that person's trust on you is increasing. They actually know about you. They actually remember that you even exist. Because right now, unless you're posting regularly, people don't know you exist. I'll give you an example. Graham, who works for me, I think it's his brother or his brother-in-law, just bought a website or something, right? And Graham's like, I can't believe he bought a website and he didn't get us to do it. And it's like, it's just because he doesn't know what I do. It's like, I need to make it more obvious, but that's what we do. And so there's people in your phone book right now who need what you do, and they're not coming to you because they can't remember that you bloody do it. Look at my voice getting all high-pitched. I'm getting emotional, you see. Because I want you to win. This is the key. This is why we do all this. We want you to win. We want you to generate more cash and have a great, viable business. And so you can take more time off and spend more time with your family and have lots of holidays and all the rest of it. That's the whole purpose of this. But none of that is going to happen unless you get more eyeballs on your business. And a great way of getting eyeballs on your business is by live streaming. So I think we've probably covered the why quite well there without actually transitioning. But you need to be going live, and people say things like, "Oh, I'm not very good," and we're going to cover all of those excuses that we have as to why we think we can't go live a little bit later. But in 2022, where do you think people are? Do you think they're on a bus driving past billboards, or do you think they're sat at home, working from home, wondering what to do, bored out of their tiny minds? They've finished Netflix. That's completed. They've finished Instagram. That's done. They're just sat at home. They've finished it all. What are we going to do next? And people want to be entertained. They want to be educated. They want to learn. And so, they're looking for solutions to problems that they may well have. And if you've got a product or a service that solves problems, I'm going to sneeze, by the way. I can feel it. I'm trying not to sneeze. If you've got a product or a service that solves some of those problems, you've got to demonstrate that you're around, that you exist, that you're available to actually help people resolve some of those problems. But if you don't go live, we get clients on and they do the content, and we say to them, look, could you go live as well? And they go, but is the content not enough? And the content does a certain amount. It's like this. If content does 40% and going live does the other 40%, the result is 120%. Now, I know that those numbers don't add up. That's the bloody point. Content gets 40%, going live gets 40%. I know that's 80%. But the combined result, if we had a Venn diagram, the crossover, that's where success lives, right in there. That's where the magic happens, right in a crossover between your normal content, you going out and putting out pre-recorded videos, or what we call pattern interrupt videos using stock footage and music and so on, and putting out images and putting out funny memes and comments and whatever, and then you going live, that bit in the middle, that's the crossover. That's really where the magic happens, and that's why you need to be going live in 2022. It's simply not enough for you to post one image a day and think, that'll do, that's enough. It's just not enough. People want to know who you are. And one of the things that we like to do is kind of give a bit of a behind-the-scenes look to some extent. I mean, we're very authentic in who we are and what we say and how we say it. And we're like that because we want people to go, oh, you're just like you are in real life, which is absolutely true. And so this is one of the reasons why we live stream, to demonstrate that we're here. And so people jump on and jump off. People don't sit and listen for the whole 45-minute podcast. They jump in and jump off. Some people go and download it. They go, oh, I'll download that later from iTunes. And that's what people do. We're on Spotify as well, which is pretty cool. We're probably beating some famous artist from the 80s. With our download numbers. We're probably beating Cliff Richard on our download for our content. Like, get in. Take that, Cliff.